us on Season 3, Episode 46, where we watch Selling Sunset. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I'm Brian Houston.
Robert Kitts.
Los Angeles International Airport, but you can call me Max.
Noah Singer.
Welcome, guys. I don't really have a lot to say about this one, but Rob, give us a description on this one.
Selling real estate in the Los Angeles market can be glorious, given the area's sunny location and an abundance of the rich and famous living there. It can also be cutthroat as agents fight over clients and properties. Selling Sunset showcases the drama at the Oppenheim Group, where elite real estate brokers sell their luxurious life to their affluent buyers. And the drama gets bumped up even more when a new agent joins the team and the veterans want her to prove herself before accepting her as a member of the group. Selling Sunset on Netflix.
Netflix. A nice, easy show for people to find, unlike Love School.
Little easier than Love School.
Little easier than Love School. this week.
Netflix.com versus Voot.com. You know, it's a real,
Yeah.
it's a real even playing field there. between
But
the
we
two.
didn't get the ads for those digestive cookies.
It's true. We did not talk about the digestive cookies, Noah. So that's a real deep pull. So yeah, this show is Vanderpump Rules, but with hot ladies selling real estate.
Written in the style of Chris Lee Knows Best.
Yeah, definitely not. And
There's definitely, I don't know if all of it's written.
I mean, it had that, like, the show flowed in a similar feel. Like, it didn't have any of the bad jokes or anything.
Chris
but
Lee, well, I think you're way underestimating how bad Chris Lee Knows Best.
yeah,
Oh, no.
pretty bad.
No. But, like, the format of this is not like a competition like the challenge or.
No,
like,
it's just Vanderpump Rules.
yeah. I didn't see it, so okay.
It's
I'll just-
The-
Professional slice of life.
okay.
I do feel, as someone who's seen exactly one episode of Vanderpump Rules, I feel like a lot more was happening on Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
That was also a 40-minute show. We didn't watch 40 minutes of this show.
I mean, I don't know another 10 minutes of the show would have really.
I think this show was better cut. Like, it was a clearer storyline, where Vanderpump Rules, it was like 8 storylines happening, and it was a lot more drama.
As we discussed in Vanderpump Rules, there were a lot of people in Vanderpump Rules, and there's a reasonable number of people in this show.
There's way too many people. There's like, they do this thing where they introduce like 10 people, and they really just need to like briefly introduce 10 and then focus on like 3 or 4, and they don't do it. I don't understand.
Maybe we need to do a quick intro of all these people, and then we can get into it.
Man, that's gonna be difficult.
Well,
Is everyone
here,
gonna
I'll-
remember who
I'll-
they are?
Yeah, you
So-
got Twin 1,
Yeah, so
you got Twin 2. They are rich white dudes who run this company, and then they hire a bunch of ladies, but they universally refer to them as the girls.
Is
Let's
That's
get to
right.
the girls.
the girls?
The girls.
So who is the new girl?
The new girl is Shishelle.
Close.
she's not the country of Seychelles.
Sounds like an Ace Ventura type of pronunciation.
What's her name?
Chrisella.
Chriselle.
Chriselle.
Like Chris with a shell.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a very weird name.
She is a daytime soap actress who wanted a side job.
She also was homeless for some reason, briefly interjected and then forgotten about.
Well, I think
I
the
mean-
impression was as a kid she didn't come live the best life then. But I don't think she was homeless post her soap opera
No.
days.
I mean, I don't know. It was not clarified.
No, it was
was
kind
a-
of clarified.
It was
It
implied.
was pretty clarified.
It was implied.
She said she was a smelly kid because she was homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went right into the minutia on this one.
That's the- there's
Okay.
only minutia. There's only minutia.
So there's Chriselle. There's
Christine.
Maya.
Yeah.
Maya is a person who puts up with a lot of sexual harassment on the job. We'll get back to that. There's
Yeah, not good.
Christine.
Could be
She's bitch. She's just the queen bee bitch.
The
Yeah.
stereotypical queen bee.
Platinum blonde bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's
yeah.
Mary.
Mary seems
Mary is
chill.
what? Whose friend? Christine's friend?
Christine's
Yeah.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's 37 and she's dating a 25-year-old, and everybody's like, "Girl, get it."
Get it.
They have a. She's the one that has the dog, right?
They
Several
both
of
have
them have a
dogs.
dog.
There's multiple dogs.
Okay, I
that
only
all
know
look
the
the
one
same.
dog.
Actually, the moment you move to LA, you're granted a tiny dog.
If you're a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Max was about to move to LA. Good. Thanks for clarifying that.
No,
Brian.
I don't think he'd be in for that.
I got a life corner. It's like an internet corner, but it's a life corner. But let's go
Do we got to
through.
save that, or is that right now?
No, I'm saving it.
I think
Okay.
that's the only people they introed.
And
No,
then
there's-
Davina.
There's two other people in the show that I don't remember being Heather and Davina, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
remember.
Was one of
being
them the
intro-
sister? I don't remember the sister.
No.
No.
We see Chriselle's sister.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
So they so they start the show as like Chriselle. Sorry, damn it, Noah.
Coachella?
Chriselle is like the new person. So we're also supposed to be the new people to like this office, and but you don't really get introed like a new person. It's very odd. You think at that point they would go around and intro every person, like shake their hands and be like, but it's just like not how it's done at all. And you just get to see these baller houses in LA that are way too expensive for what they are. For some of them, there's like, I mean, a house to be worth $40 million. That's you got to have 4 hot tubs, but
I mean, for 4 hot tubs. And he said, like, the biggest rooftop deck in that whole area. Like, that's, you're going to pay some money for that.
yeah. So the first one they show is this $40 million house. It's 9 bedrooms, 20,000 square feet, 15-car garage, and 4 hot tubs.
Okay, but for real, why does anybody need that many bedrooms? Like,
You
could you
gotta
just like
host-
get more hot tubs or anything? Like,
Got to host your whole posse, Brian.
No, it's for like that Sister Wives situation.
That's what I was thinking. Next season, Sister Wives coming
Sister
in.
Wives, Sunset.
I don't think anyone that has sister wives is going to be able to afford a $40 million house.
Why do you think
No,
they do all those
it's-
shows?
yeah, it's gonna be just Netflix is trying to be MTV and get all these crossovers going.
There's
Chris, you've heard of double income. What about septuple income?
They're trying to start that Netflix cinematic universe.
Yeah, so I mean,
if
it
you-
had really nice views.
If you have 9 bedrooms, you just not use them all as bedrooms. Like, you have a den and a pool room, and like, or are there separate rooms for those things too, and the separate from the 9 bedrooms?
There's
One of the-
definitely separate rooms for like game room, like movie room. You're gonna have rooms for everything already.
Oh, okay.
It's just these bedrooms are in addition to that.
this
So-
is your exercise, is like running around your house.
There was one room that was like as big as like a giant garage, and that was just the closet, right?
Yeah, it was insane.
I think it was built that way just to be like impressive.
Yeah, it's a good.
Well, I
Nobody's
think-
going to use that as a fucking closet.
You build a $40 million house with 4 hot tubs. You're just building that to look impressive.
Yeah.
To convince some
Yeah.
rich person to buy it. Like, that's the whole point.
To be fair, like I've stayed in not a house as elaborate as that, but a house that is in the Hamptons, right? So it's like people are going to a party, and like it's a house with 8 bedrooms or something, like, and that house was definitely meant to entertain. I actually think it's not insane to have 9 bedrooms in a house that's meant for entertaining.
If you're gonna have baller parties, you're gonna need 9 bedrooms.
Right.
So if you buy this house, do you live in the house, or is this just your party house?
And it might be your party house. It might be like you're an actor and you're only in LA for like when you're not shooting a movie. Right? So
Yeah.
this is like your like off-season house.
That's a good question though. If you can afford a $40 million house, you likely just don't have one house.
Oh, you definitely don't have one house if you're buying the
Yeah.
house.
$40 million house is not your only house.
Right.
This is your prime. Like, how many houses in LA do you have? If you're buying a $40 million
Probably
house?
one.
I think that if you bought this house in LA, this would be your prime LA house.
This
Yes.
is your primary LA house. It's not your side
I don't know
LA.
where in LA this is. It's probably pretty far, so maybe not.
I mean, we saw the views. You can like triangulate.
So it seems
where
pretty
is.
far away. Like you probably have like an LA like condo or something down like near downtown. If you
Actual
do-
downtown
yeah,
LA
yeah.
condo.
Because like I mean, if you work downtown LA, like you don't want to be commuting in LA traffic this far for sure.
As someone who's only visited LA once, I don't really know the details of the different LA neighborhoods, but it is the impression I get is it's hard to get around LA.
That's
Yes.
the impression I get as well.
Now I'm really disappointed that I saw no houses with a helicopter pad.
It's
Oh.
true.
What if that you took that largest rooftop deck in whatever, and you just use it as a helicopter pad. You think that works?
For $40 million, you should have a helicopter pad for sure.
It should be at least reinforced in helicopter strength. It's like I can land the helicopter on the roof and it's fine.
If nobody asked that question during this entire series, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, because we didn't see anyone actually like looking at the house to buy it. They just showed the girls the house.
Well, to be fair, they were still building it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Half the reason for this show to exist is to put these houses on TV so somebody else can come in and buy it. This is advertising for that house.
And of course, that bumps up the value a little bit.
It was on
I
the
don't
show.
know. There's only so many people in the market for a $40 million house.
Yeah, if you're in the market for $40 million house, are you sourcing that from Netflix? Or is that actually like when you're in a $4 million house, you're just watching movies and you're like, oh, I wonder if I can just buy that house.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
you see Tony Stark's house, like I'll buy that house.
No,
make
you're not
that
watching on
house.
Netflix. You're like getting like, oh, the house that was on season 1 of this series on Netflix is now up for sale. Let me go buy that and compete with like some other celebrity that I don't even know who buy it.
You're right. So it's to put it in the like description of the house on rich person's Redfin.
Absolutely. This is never going to be played in any rich person's house.
So you guys,
Wait, are you saying Chris is not a rich person?
What?
Sorry, Chris.
Rich in
character.
$10 million. I think that's the bar.
so you guys laugh, but a couple episodes we watched Tila Tequila, A Shot at Love, and then directly afterwards we watched Rock of Ages. And somebody's like, is that the same house? And I found this website that's like realityshowhouses.com where you can like find all of these reality show houses up for sale.
Oh, I wonder if any of these houses are on
Maybe.
realityshows.com.
So after they showed this house, they have this nice interaction with Maya.
Oh yes,
Maya is showing this $5.5 million house. 3 bedrooms, reasonable, price for a 3-bedroom is $5.5 million.
I'm actually going to defend this price point because it came out to $1,400 a square foot for nice views, like a balcony pool. $1,400 a square foot in LA. Like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't got that
No,
money,
not,
but I
not
get
just
it.
LA, but like West Hollywood.
Like, it was nice. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Well, this guy definitely
Not
a
nice.
womanizer.
Oh, he's terrible.
That's one way to put it.
Womanizer. That's the nicest way I can put it.
I don't think we should try to be nice to this guy.
No, not at all.
Okay, this guy's name is Tal. His whole shtick is the producers probably told him, "Hey, just keep flirting," because he's just going at it with this girl. Like every word he says is like basically, "Hey, let's hang out and maybe sleep together."
At first, I thought that as well because he seemed a bit inauthentic in his delivery. But in the follow-up scenes, when he keeps hitting on her and becoming pretty aggressive on sleeping with her, despite him knowing she has a husband, not cool.
Oh, there's another thing where he's like, "Yeah, I'm working with 2 other real estate agents, but one of them's not as pretty as you are."
Yeah.
One of them. There's such a good neg there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
guy
think the worst
wouldn't
part
hold
was when
up
he
well.
just lay down on the bed. Was like, "Come on, just lay here with me." I was like, "Come on, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
But I think this is a good segue into. So you're a super rich person looking to buy this kind of house. What's your incentive to be like, I want to tour this house on TV versus not? Like, what, is it just because you want to be on TV and let the world see you're kind of a creepy person? Or is there some like benefit? Or is this all fake? And these actually aren't rich people at all.
Now that you say that, it's got to be fake.
Now that he says that, like this dude laid it on so thick that I'm like, there's no way this is authentic at all.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
So he's trying to be the villain in the next show. That
he's just the villain.
He's just acting. Like he's an aspiring
like,
actor.
This is set in LA. There's a lot
Right.
of people that want to be actors / social media influencers in LA who will pretend to be rich and to pretend to be not as nice people to be part of this. Like,
Yeah.
so like, is this guy actually a rich guy? That's
No.
what I kind of want to know.
No, he's richer for being on the show.
I guess
So
he got paid for being on the show, but
that's about it.
is he independently wealthy from the
No.
aside from the show?
I think that there was a chance that this was real, but the way that it was, like, how this was portrayed, that it was not.
It's like the $40 million house under construction. Does that have anything to do with this whole real estate agency at all? Or did they go to some random construction site? Be like
Or-
Netflix, like, we got to use your construction site for a show.
I think that there's one thing to be like, okay, we're going to set up this reality show and, hey, we'll get an actor to show this house. But then there's another thing to set up this whole fake business to show a reality show around. That sounds way more work. So, like, it's possible that the $40 million house is, like, literally just somebody's making a house in LA and this is the nicest house and they went to it. But that seems like a lot more producer kind of work than just being like, well, we have these houses, just go to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, there's definitely aspects of the show that are going to be more real and not real. But I feel like that part of the show, like a good portion of the show, is showing the houses
Yeah.
and how much they're worth. Whether they're on the market or not, I don't know.
Right.
That could be questionable because these are all furnished houses.
Well, it's to sell a house, you should stage a house.
Yeah,
And
it's
for
stage.
the house this quality, you can afford to stage the house.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not looking at $40 million houses.
What?
I'm not looking at $1 million houses, so I don't know.
Chris, should the 5 of us buy the $40 million house?
I hope you're putting in quite a bit of that down payment over there, but sure.
I'll put in $20.
All right, we got this.
You can use the hot tub for 1 second.
You can live in the kitchen.
'Cause, yeah,
No bedroom for you.
I just don't see, like, if you're just to close off, like, if you're really a really rich person who's looking to buy this kind of house, you don't want to do it on a TV show. You don't want to have the cameras on. You're like, can I come back when the cameras aren't on? And I don't get it. So I was trying to think of an explanation. I'm like, oh, maybe this is the reason. I got nothing.
There's nothing that the show could give you to be on. You're
Exactly.
buying a $5 million house. How much you'd have to get at least a portion of that money to be on the show.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to get that from Netflix or TLC or wherever this fucking
Or these
show
twins.
like whatever. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I think my hunch, some of them are doing it for free. If it is real, that they're not celebrities in Hollywood, like they're making their money some other way, and they want to be on TV.
I don't think you want to be on TV though.
But when it's all around you, and like that's the one thing you can't get, and clearly they've been successful some other way, they just want more.
I feel like there's better ways to get on TV.
Is there?
You're in LA and you want to get on TV and you're rich. I think you've
You
options.
gotta take every chance you can get.
I guess.
I mean, you can start doing like commercials. Or you can just get into like a few Netflix shows. Like, what do you want?
You just pull a 100 Ask Gary and you get your own reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
for
that's
$5
the
million,
move.
you could definitely produce your own show.
What channel?
It doesn't matter. You can have your own channel.
You know what's funny? In this entire episode, we didn't see anybody make a single sale.
No,
Not yet.
No
think-
sales.
Maybe that's episode 3.
Maybe.
there's gonna be
like-
at most like 2.
I would start believing it if people actually made sales, but we just saw like people touring places and saying, I don't like it.
It's true. We also saw, Max, the most sexual house.
You're telling me about the most sexual time of day,
Yeah,
Twilight,
Twilight.
Twilight.
Gotta
Zone.
show
as
that-
popularized in the book 50 Shades of Grey.
you got to show the house at night, because during the day, the most sexual house, not very sexual.
Right.
But at night, it's popping. That sexual energy. That was what?
You said that way better than she did. It was just like, you got to show it at night because during the day, even the most sexual house, at night it's better. I was like, okay, you didn't really say that very well.
Well, thank you. Maybe they should hire me for the show.
I think they should.
Also,
I'd buy a house from you, Chris.
the person showing this couple around is Christine, who I previously called a bitch. And she sort of like what's it called when you cut away to an interview?
Confessional.
Confessional. During the confessionals, she's just like rolling her fucking eyes and being like,
Oh,
these guys
yeah.
are idiots. They don't know what they want.
Yeah, hardcore. Like the biggest eyes rolls ever.
So this is like a $12 million house, right?
It's $12.5 million.
And they're asking me like, "Oh, is this like the view you get? Oh, look at these floors." She's like, "If you're buying $12.5 million house, you can put in new floors." Like, I'm buying a $12.5 million house. The floors better already be good.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's cosmetic stuff and there's structural stuff. But yeah, like if you don't like the place, you don't like the place, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after that one, Mary showed a house. It was like a $5 million house. And I don't remember anything about it.
Well, she was showing it for her own purchasing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with her boyfriend.
Yeah, that was a fucking weird scene where like she's showing her boyfriend's a place like a real estate thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was a bed.
I mean, that's what Taj kind of wanted to have happen.
They definitely hooked up on that bed.
The bed has a big neon sign above it that says Hollywood is a verb. Whoever does the staging for these places needs to be shot and hung and quartered.
But what if they did Hollywood as a verb?
Ooh, I'm in.
Mary also had a quote that all her previous boyfriends were not man enough for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not stereotypical at all.
But this 25-year-old is.
Clearly.
He's French. He has no idea what he's walked into. Good for him.
I believe that then she has a dog, or Christine has a dog named Teddy Kruger.
That's Christine.
Christine's dog is Teddy Kruger.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's all the notes I got on this show, guys.
We got a little bit more minutia about Chrishell, who's married to a famous person who is one of the stars of This Is Us.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm married to so and so. You probably know his name." And I was like, "I do not know his name."
No. No. idea.
Whom?
Justin Hartley.
Like, I don't know you either, and you were in a show too.
That's
Right.
right.
She's on a
Robert
daytime
Pitts.
soap. Like,
This Is Us is definitely like.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous people in This Is Us, and this guy is at the lower end of that.
Does he even make the top IMDb list?
Yeah, he's the fifth from the top.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
I mean,
Good.
that's,
Yeah.
You know, if that's your only credit, that's not terrible.
He plays Sterling K. Brown's brother. You know,
Who?
Sterling K. Brown. He was in a million things.
All right. Yeah. The show
Life Corner.
Life Corner.
Hit us.
From like when I was 2 to 5, I've lived within 100 feet of Sunset Boulevard.
Did you get a star?
No. And it was not a baller house. It was like near UCLA.
How much was this house? 5 million? 6 million? I only
My-
have references from this show, so like, I have to assume they're all 5 million,
No.
right?
Must have been 10 then. It wasn't 5.
All right. We good for
I
ratings?
thought your life corner was going to be dog related. This
No.
has thrown me for a loop.
No.
Are we good for ratings now? Like, do we have anything? Would this show be better if everyone was naked? Like,
I mean,
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene would have been way worse, though.
Yeah.
that's true.
Oh God. Oh, that.
Imagine people that would want to go on this show all naked.
So in a world where you watch more of this show, like, do they return back to these same houses? And like, is there a plot line of do they sell the $40 million house, or is it just new houses every week?
No, here's the thing for the $40 million house. Like, that's going to be finished season 1 finale. And then season 2 opener will probably be, hey, let's try to sell this. Season 2 finale, they sell it. And then they got to continue on that way. Like,
Maybe.
No. So what was interesting? Actually, they only showed the realtors going with buyers. So potentially, there's another side to this where they show them actually with the sellers. So to your point, we shouldn't see these houses again, right? Because the buyers didn't go for them.
I feel like the buyers will be your storyline here. But that's weird because the only buyers we really saw was the weird creepy guy that they're not going to see again.
There's also the couple.
Yeah, but we didn't really get a whole lot of time with the couple.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't recognize that couple again.
Yeah.
No.
So, like, I don't know. I have no idea what to tell you, Rob, because I have no idea.
We're definitely not. I don't think we're going to see the couple again. And I don't think we're going to see that house again. But is there any kind of other than the hazing of Chrishell as the new person? Are there any other like threads throughout the season?
I think the $40 million house.
$40 million house.
That might be the thread throughout the whole show. Like, they never sell it. Like, it's a $40 million house. There's not that many people going to be buying that.
No, the twin number 1 said this house sells itself.
Yeah. Well,
All you got to do is find those people with $250 million or more, and they'll
Right.
just drop $40 million on this house, no problem.
But they just gotta have an open house. Those make them sell.
So like if you have like what are we talking about 250 million here? Like you have 250 million in stock? Or like you're talking about like cash in the bank here.
I don't think anyone
Yeah.
just has $250 million cash in the bank.
No.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's just silly.
It's assets on paper.
Like only 100,000 of that is FDIC insured anyway. So
That's fair.
Yeah,
All right.
there
I
was
mean,
one
this-
thing in the
yeah.
start where one of them talked about that they know a lot of international things. Like, do you think they ever travel on this show, or is the show just set in LA to keep the budget down of you just driving around LA?
This is just set in LA.
So what's the point
Yeah.
of the international travel?
She just works there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when they want to come buy a house in LA, she's a connect.
It's an easy spinoff.
Could be a spinoff. Yeah.
More expensive stuff though.
Yeah. I'll start out the ratings again this week. I'm gonna give it a middle third. It wasn't boring. It wasn't necessarily all that entertaining either, but like it could be whatever on TV and I wouldn't be offended. So that gets you a middle tier on Who Put This On for me. I think that the people weren't offensive. So I
Well,
don't
some
know.
of them were.
I mean,
Definitely were.
but the people on the show weren't offensive, and there's pretty women. I could that definitely helps the show.
Okay.
They're actually girls.
It helps the show, Brian.
I was gonna say like Night Fight, our show from last week. You could easily have that on the background. It's whatever. This show is.
Night Fight. There's just nothing interesting going on in that show.
Yeah, but you pointed out the interesting thing of this show.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you want from me? I give him my opinion, and it's been given. Brian, give me your opinion.
Bottom of the bottom. Like this.
Wow.
This gave me Chris Lee Knows Best vibes just because of like the format, and I also hate that format.
Oh, Chris Lee Knows Best was so much worse than this.
I know,
Yeah,
but
I
like
agree, Chris.
even this was just bad. Like I just know that like a lot of stuff is scripted, and like I wanted to ask like 10 minutes in, hey, is this a real reality show? And
Kind of.
I'm also gonna like roll into like the finale after this. I want to see that $40 million house being built. If there's a season 1 opener, I want to see them playing in the damn open house.
Man, bottom of the bottom, you're still watching more
I'm
episodes.
not gonna watch more.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna fast
They
forward
got
ahead.
you. They got you hooked, right?
No, I'm not watching the full episode. I'm watching the last 5 minutes because that's the only point that's going to be interesting.
Man, you watching Game of Clones, and you're watching Selling Sunset. You're watching these bottom third shows.
Brian's really taking them for the team.
I know.
Yeah, just to find out if my hunch is correct.
All right, Noah, what you got for us? Lay it on us.
Yeah. So any reality show that doesn't do very long recaps of what just happened automatically gets in the middle for me. I cannot stand
low
the
bar.
back from commercial recap. It kills me. This show, I actually was not bored. I thought it moved. I want to watch more of it. I'm not putting it in the top, but I'm putting it in top of the middle.
Do you even have any shows in your top third?
Yes. When we did
Terrace House.
Terrace House. No, the Deadliest Catch that got into a top third for me. I forget what else did.
You also gave a top third to Churchill's Secret Agents. But Noah has not given a top third since Churchill's Secret Agents.
That was
was a while
episode
ago.
10.
I'm impressed with the ratings.
Yeah, I
Oh,
keep
yeah.
track of the stats.
Thank you,
got,
Rob.
You got the stats.
Thank you.
We're
Season
gonna need
finale
those-
might be coming up. We
Yeah,
might be
we're gonna need
talking.
those
We might be
stats.
digging into the
Ooh.
stats soon.
All right, Max, what do you got for us?
Middle third, top of the middle. It moved. I like a show with a good villain, and there were 2 good villains. There was enough weird shit going on, and enough like weird plastic surgery that I was like, this is kind of funny to watch. Middle third, top of the middle.
All right, Rob.
I got to be contrarian the other way. I think I got to go more with Brian, put this in the bottom. Not
Right.
bottom of the bottom, but like it just felt very fake. And like I compared to a show like Tiny House Hunters where they really like go into these like houses and you see them and like it was too kind of superficial for that kind of level. So like really into the house thing, there's not enough of that. The drama seems really fake. There's other shows you can watch if you just want to watch girls. So it didn't grab me. So I'm gonna stick it in the bottom.
That seems very reasonable.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Seems very reasonable.
Sometimes I really annoy Chris with my ratings. I'm glad to
Sometimes
get-
that's why
I'm
I
glad to
waited
get
for
his
Rob to be
approval for
last.
once.
Sometimes you fly by the seat of your own pants there. I'm not sure where those are.
His pant seeds.
Got to keep it interesting.
Yeah. So I've been watching some Survivor.
Oh,
Keep it up with them Survivor.
Where
how's
are they
that
now?
Redemption House Island?
The Redemption Island house.
Oh.
There's also they've merged now, so it's there's always there's like 8 blind sides as usual. Like no one expects the blind side, but then somebody's always blindsided. But like the Redemption House has been kind of nice. Like not a lot of time spent on it, which is good, and it's actually like a punishment and not like a party house. Like in the challenge, so that's kind of nice. They have to like walk up a mountain to get food, and they're not given alcohol and and a hot tub, and they have like very few chances to get back on the show. So
So do the main people know there's a Redemption House yet?
they
Or-
do know.
They do know.
At
okay.
the merge, they like did a Redemption House challenge where the
Ah.
winner of that challenge got to be in, and the whole like everyone else found out about it at that time. They watched the challenge.
I see.
So now like all like so the show had like 4 people from previous seasons in this season. So now like some of them have got kicked off. So they're in this Redemption Island area, and they're like super pumped to try to get back in this show. And then there's this old woman there that's just like, oh, I'm in love Survivor. I can't leave. But she's like, there's no way she's getting on this island. She's never getting back in the show, but she's like torturing herself on this island. And I find that kind of humanizing.
Maybe she'll become a social media influencer.
Maybe. I mean, there's 2 people that just like left the
Oh,
island.
people are just giving up on the Redemption
You can
Island?
like that's the thing is like you choose to go to the island, and you could choose to leave the island if you want at any time.
Right.
So like 2 people decided to leave because one person was super happy to get kicked off. Like I got kicked off Survivor. Like she was like literally smiling and laughing the whole time, and I was like, that's weird. That's not the right reaction for when you get kicked off Survivor. And so it's no surprise that she just left. And then there was somebody else that left too. He realized he was not gonna. He just wanted a bed.
Saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah. He didn't do well in the Redemption Challenge. And like one of the returning players is a really good person at challenges. And he just got kicked off. So
Was it Turbo?
not Turbo.
Turbo Man?
Should we talk about the challenge?
No, wait. Where is Survivor taking place?
It's always in Fiji.
Always?
Yeah, they have a Fiji. It wasn't always in Fiji, but
Jeff Probst bought an island or something.
No,
it's like
they
part,
actually have a lease on an island for about 20 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I was totally joking, and that's great.
I just made that up, but what if?
No, they have a deal with the Fiji government, so like they're keeping their production values costs down by
Sure.
like staying in one spot.
Good for them.
I mean, I think they'll have like different beaches or whatever for different seasons or something, but like they're all in the same place essentially now.
all right.
So the challenge though,
Let's keep it nice and short, but they threw a nice twist in the last episode.
I mean, something was gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
Like you're
Is
getting down
everybody
to
who
like
watches caught up?
we're getting down to not so many teams left.
Sure. So basically, half the teams are gone, and then they said, no more teams. You're all individuals. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. It's a great season.
Anything that complicates like now we have to rely on the challenge producers making women and men challenges that are equal, which they cannot do.
Yeah.
So
They might do like kick off one guy and one girl each episode type thing. And then it's just the
Oh.
final challenge that needs to be equal.
maybe
I mean, Cara Maria won one of those.
that's true. She did. that was like a challenge that I think was set up
There
decently well.
There was one person who was just like, you know, in a team shackled to this one guy who sucked and everybody wanted to send home. And somehow she made it this far, and now she's like unshackled from him. Good for her.
Yeah. Anyone? Should we talk about India? I mean, we didn't really talk about India that much.
Good. Do we have an India story?
Do we have an good India segue?
Let's talk about the Ramayan. No, it's a long Indian legend. It's an Indian story. I'm not talking about it.
Terrace House was very good. If you guys are trying to watch the latest releases on Netflix,
Noah got into it real hard.
No. How many episodes did you binge in the last week?
so they released 9, and we split it up over 2 weekends. Me, Max, Annabeth, and some of Max's friends.
That's not a lot.
No, they do these like content drops basically.
Yeah, but you didn't just watch 9 at once.
No, it'd be like
They're like
6 hours of TV.
45 minutes.
Oh, these are hour episodes.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, like so we watched an episode before, but it was just or like Max and I would watch it ad hoc, and I'd only see one. Watching one episode of Terrace House, it's not terribly enjoyable. When you do 2 to 3, you get to start to know the characters. You get to see the plot lines pick up, and it gets very enjoyable. What's probably the best part of it is the culture of dating is so different, or at least on the show, it's very reserved. So they make big deals about holding hands, or giving hugs, or giving socks.
Sure.
And there's drama around these kind of at the end of the day, cute things that on our TV it's more of like sex.
I mean, some shows are more or less about that.
And then there's top secret things where people are having sex and not telling the producers.
Yeah, that's actually the background of Terrace House. It is sex. They just do it in the elevator where there's no cameras.
There's no cameras in the elevator?
Yeah,
Weird.
supposedly.
Producers got to work on that.
That's a weird. They bring a bed in there?
That was a different season. This time they have sex at the guy's parents' house.
All right. I guess we've segued away from India. So, everyone ready for Game of Thrones?
I will make an India comment.
Now we're going to talk about India. You're the one that segued us away from India.
Max had the ramen thing, and anyway, there's a great show on Netflix called Delhi Crime. It's about actually a pretty disgusting rape in like 2012. But the TV show itself, like a police drama, is excellent. Highly recommend.
We wanted to do it for the show, but it's a drama and not a reality show.
It is definitely a drama. Yeah.
Definitely not a reality show. But that Game of Thrones is coming back. Rob, you ready?
I don't know if I'm ready. I might need to rewatch S7 E7 first.
You should rewatch all S7.
No. I'm saving my rewatch for after everything's done.
No. I'm like, so Brian and I we started a rewatch in November. So we've watched all 67 episodes of Game of Thrones. It's starting in November.
It's a lot. And then there's also like side podcasts, like to get even more information.
Oh, were you binge moding?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a lot of content.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to watch them all post season 8.
I definitely will someday. Maybe not right after.
I will say it was worth it.
It's definitely worth it. I think that 64 out of the 67 episodes are so good. I had so much fun. Really enjoyable. But the last like 3 episodes, them going like North Wall is just like spoilers for Game of Thrones. Is just so dumb.
I don't get it.
The whole plot line for them to go get a white, it just sucks. It doesn't make any sense for anyone to do it. And it's so dangerous. Like it's just everything else like believable. All the characters kind of you could see them doing it for like a particular reason or not. But that storyline is just so pivotal and it just seems like such out of left field that it just doesn't work.
I'm going to be the dissenting voice here. I no longer care about Game of Thrones. I care that Game of Thrones ends and my sunk cost is paid off. 1 through 4, loved it. Everything after has been fucking boring. There was one. There's one
stop watching
surprise. There's one surprise for me in the last season.
Then stop watching it. Like, why watch 3 seasons of TV that you don't like?
Because I keep wanting it to be as good as 1 through 4, and it never is.
I think that
6 was great. Max is wrong.
I think it's all been enjoyable. It's a fantasy show. I don't know.
What's
Dragon and
what's
shit.
the one where the dragon gets converted? 7 or 6?
7.
7.
That was good. That was the one surprise. I didn't see that coming. I like when it's all political, and now it's just like big fight, whoop-de-fucking-do.
I think there's a dip at the beginning of season 5, but at the end of season 5, it swings back up through season 6 and the beginning of season 7. I agree with you. There is definitely a difference between the book content and the show's content. But like season 4 had like the sand snake bullshit, which was done super poorly, and all the Iron Island stuff has been done very poorly this whole time too.
I agree with that.
So like,
If
I
this is
don't
gonna
know if season
become
1 through
a
4.
Book truthers hate on the TV show pod, can I leave the pod? Because I am not here for
I'm
book
not-
truthers
I'm-
hating.
I'm not hating.
I
I just told you
mean-
that 64 to 67 episodes were great.
That's true.
Somebody over here said
I know
seasons-
somebody over here was more hating, but now you're getting to like, well, in the books, blah, and I'm like,
No,
no,
I was saying
I'm not
that,
here
like-
for any of that.
There's definitely a difference between book and post-book show.
I'm not the one who brought up books versus show.
There just is. I don't know what to tell you. Like the writing, the like dialogue is just better,
Sure.
and like the characters' actions just tend to make a little more sense when they're following
right.
the books.
Let's
But
wrap
like,
it up. We're moving on.
we're moving on away from Game of Thrones, I guess.
Yeah, no, we're done with Game of Thrones. It's
We're
been
done,
ruined.
man.
Bring the book stuff in. We're out.
We're out.
Keep it on HBO though. Second season of Barry's out. If you never got into Barry, it takes a second or two to like appreciate it, and then
The trailers look good.
yeah, it's solid. And then obviously John Oliver just keeps on hitting grand slams every week. The most impressive show on TV right now.
All right. It's the Noah Singer HBO corner. Anyone want to talk about anything else? All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook.com/whoputthison. You can find us on Twitter @whoputthison. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.